You know that feeling when you find an old movie ticket or a faded postcard, and suddenly you're right back in that moment? It's pretty amazing, right? Well, today, we're going to explore a really beautiful and crafty way to give those small, precious memories a permanent home. So, let's dive in. We all have that drawer, don't we? Or maybe a box. The one that's just filled with ticket stubs, wristbands, and all these little papered treasures. They're real pieces of our best days. But, they often just end up forgotten. So what if we could turn all that junk into a genuine work of art? Well, it turns out there's this fantastic hobby that gives these little treasures a whole new purpose. It's this creative outlet that's kind of like scrapbooking, kind of like journaling, and honestly, in a world of endless digital photos, it's a beautifully hands-on way to connect with our memories. It's called junk journaling. So what is junk journaling exactly? Well, it's the art of taking all those seemingly random bits and pieces, the junk, and weaving them together into a beautiful, tangible story. It's all about creating something real, something you can hold that captures a moment you never, ever want to forget. And you want to know the best part? You don't need anything fancy to get started. A simple drawing book works great. A plain notebook you have lying around? Perfect. Or, and I love this, even an old half-used notebook. It's all about breathing new life into forgotten things. Okay, so you're probably thinking, this sounds cool, but it must require a ton of expensive art supplies. Well, let's talk about what you actually need, because I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. And this is a huge plus, seriously. You don't need to break the bank to get creative with this. Junk journaling is so incredibly budget-friendly, which is what makes it a hobby for literally everyone. So what's in your basic toolkit? Okay, it's so simple. The only thing you absolutely need is a glue stick. That's it. If you happen to have some sticky notes or some stickers lying around, awesome, throw them in. But they're totally optional. So yeah, that's your entire startup cost. Can you believe it? All right, theory is great and all, but let's actually see this in action. To really get the magic of junk journaling, we're going to follow a real-world example, and it's built around a theme that's both personal and super exciting. So the theme for this project is a first flight experience to Thailand. Having a single, powerful theme like this is what's going to act as the anchor. It's the thing that turns a collection of random paper scraps into a story that actually makes sense. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Just look at the junk that's being used here. Okay, you've got the obvious stuff, right? The e-ticket, the boarding pass. But then look closer. The luggage tag, and get this, even the tissue from the in-flight meal. It just goes to show that literally anything can be a memento, a tiny piece of a much bigger story. Okay, so we've got our book, we've got our super simple tools, and our collection of memories. Now comes the really fun part, turning all that junk into a journal. Let's see how it all comes together. And this is the big question, isn't it? How do we actually transform a simple pile of paper into a page that truly captures the feeling of a memory and tells a story that pulls you in? The process is actually way simpler than you might think. First, you just gather all your little treasures, then you anchor them with that one theme, in this case, my first flight. And finally, the best part, you just play. You arrange and rearrange all the pieces on the page until the whole thing just feels right to you. So after a bit of arranging, some gluing, and maybe adding a few handwritten notes, you get to the most rewarding moment of all, the finished memory, preserved forever right there on the page. And here it is, the final result. See? It's no longer just a pile of junk. It's a single, creative piece that instantly takes you back to that exact experience. A simple boarding pass and a luggage tag have been completely transformed into a piece of personal art. So cool. So this leaves us with one final thought. Go on, open that drawer of ticket stubs or that box of old photos you have somewhere. I promise, there is a story just waiting in there for you. The only question is, what memory will you choose to bring to life?